see here some analysis, research and intellectual property on wind turbine blades. This is made by the software VantagePoint from Search Technology, Georgia Tech. What parameters are being researched? What methods are used and who's using such method most? Is there any emergent topic among the research? Who is behind these topics? What is the pattern trend? A quick snap into sources as Web of Science and PantStat from EPO. Here we see a matrix combining or crossing topics about extracted from the research, computational fluid dynamics, wind tunnel test, outpower power, blade element momentum theory, blade pitch control, coefficient power, blade design, aerodynamic performance, and which institutions are most significant at which topic. For instance, we can see here a big involvement between wind tunnel test and MIE University Division of Mechanical Engineering, and the same for, could say, for Delft University in wind tunnel tests, and it's a co-occurrence matrix of key abstract terms and institutions. We can just show more in detail some of this. For instance, wind tunnel test and the University of Florence, extractive co-occurrence of University of Florence, and its prominence on computer fluid dynamics and blade element theory. We can see this more in detail now. Here we see University of Florence and its main involvement in computational fluid dynamics, wind tunnel test, and blade element momentum theory. Which are the experts or researchers? We can bring it very quickly, the different inventors, and what is the pace they are just patenting each year. Okay, so in the University of Florence, and we can do this for every of the actors we can choose and discover what is this, who is researching with whom. It's a map of correlation based of authors cooperation. That means the different institutions based on the cooperation of the authors. We can see here DTU with Inner Mongolia University Technology, or with Polytechnic of Milan, Indian Institute of Technology, etc. We can draw collaborations, even hidden collaborations, as we will see. Here is a list of most prolific institutions in wind turbine blades. Are they increasing their activity? Are they emerging as institutions? Let's see how this proves. Here we see emergence of technologies. Which authors are emergent? The analysis uses a 10-year test period consisting of a base period 3 years plus an active period 7 years, and for validation purposes a follow-on period an additional 3 years. The element should be active in the latest years and at least double that of the base years. We can see here the most prolific, the most emerging authors and the score of emergence. We could see at the same time which institution they work for. Let's see more. What about affiliation? What are the most emerging affiliations? We see here the Indian Institute of Technology regarding blades, Northwestern Polytechnic University, University of Malaya, etc., Shanghai, Norwegian, etc., Delft, etc. And finally, we can see about topics. Which topics are emerging among all this research? Genetic algorithms, Savonius rotor, design parameters, coefficient power, etc. Emergence and prominence. Regarding genetic algorithm, we can see very quickly which institutions are behind this topic. Helwan University, Islamic Assad University, Arab Academy of Science, Arizona State University, etc., etc. And now let's us analyze trends in patterns. This was before in research. Now let's see the trend in patterns started from 8,700 pattern families through VantagePoint from different searches, then merged, duplicates, removed, and compacted in pattern families. Let's see what happens. Here are the top EPO patstat assignees. Are they the most active in the latest years? Who is merging among them? Let's see. We see Vestas, General Electric, Siemens, Mitsubishi, Element, Glass Fiber. These are the assignees. But the most prolific, are they emerging? Let's see what happens. Here we see the top emerging assignees: North China Electric Power, Tianjin University, University of Shanghai, Jiangsu, Inner Mongolia, etc. And for instance, in the case of LM Glass Fiber, also very active in emerging, who are the inventors in this company, for instance? We can see on any of these companies very quickly. Then we can see the top emerging countries: China, Denmark, Taiwan, etc. in the last years. And finally, what are the clusters of assignees concentrated in the topic of pressure side of the wind blade? And here we see most of the institutions concentrated in the suction side of the wind blade. This is a cross-correlation map based on assignees and regarding abstract NLP phrases. We can extract in which elements are they cooperating very precisely, very granular as concept as suction side and pressure side, who are collaborating in the pressure side, who are collaborating in the suction side. This is what we can draw. And a factor matrix just bring us related items in the data set. We can see here new energy internet is related to shell structure with a great factor matrix. And finally, we can see also the inverse as unique element, not very common, lightning protection with a high TF-IDF value. We see here very quickly, also as a feature of the program, very easy to make one Gantt diagram of patent activity of main patent assignees. General Electric, when they file for the patent, and then when they are granted for the patent. Okay, this is what publication details, put filing year. We can see different when are they published, when are they applying, etc. Okay, we have answered the questions in minutes thanks to bibliometrics and techmining, the application of text mining tools from the perspective of technology management. That is VantagePoint applied to wind turbine blades. Thanks for watching. Don't hesitate to visit us or to send us an email. Thank you very much.